Welcome to our third episode in our Stories of Hope series. In this video, you are going to meet Robbie, a young man with Autism Level 1, and his mother Terry. Autism Level 1 is a complex condition that involves primary difficulties with social communication. Here is Robbie's story. What was it like for you to have to go to school every day when you were hating it so much?
I'm stupid.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and what did you do to communicate how stupid it was?
Hide behind the couch. The regular stuff the autistic children do. English and history, because I had Miss Gale. All the other kids in Miss Gale loved me because I'd completed an assignment in 2 weeks that took the rest of them 8-10 weeks. No, it's sort of like to learn. I was always on myself in class because everyone else was so distracted and they can't focus and not very smart.
Self-directed learning is what you were really good at. So you were used to doing your own thing and taking initiative because that's what we did when we homeschooled, because we followed whatever your interest was.
When you were little, what was the anxiety like for you, or the stress?
It's like, I don't want to do this. I want to go do my own thing. Leave me alone.
And then when the pressure came off, such as homeschooling, such as being able to follow your own path?
No more stress.
Yep. And so then mum homeschooled you. So what were the things you were super interested in?
Advanced maths, physics, philosophy. There was German originally.
Yep.
Now it's moved on to Chinese.
What do you get out of playing the cello?
To actually play the cello, you have these habits, you build up these habits, and you play one piece, and you can apply those habits to another piece, but there's these new habits you need to build to do that, so then you practice, and it gives new challenges to overcome.
From your perspective, Robbie, what has been your experience of anxiety?
I just called it stress back then. So now it's just relax. So it's more annoyance specifically than anxiety with people in society. When I was younger, it's probably, before we moved, it was like, it's more country, more rural, so it's like there's not much, so it's nice and relaxed and everything's at your own pace. But then the urban situation, everything's close together and one sensory thing after another. So it was just getting used to that, and that was stressful probably. Urban areas, everyone's very different socially.
Yes.
And now there's all these social norms that weren't originally there, and it's a bit confusing. I think the big thing was just thinking about how people work, like just sitting down and thinking through it logically. Because what you find is that people, they're actually like patterns. People tend to resemble other people. There are a few people that are using completely new patterns and completely new blueprints. But then the big thing I think is the meditation, because then you can focus and you sort of learn, after a while you learn that nothing really matters, so why should you care? So then once that sort of clicks, because you can know it logically, but it needs to click before it actually works.
Yes.
It needs to become intuitive or unconscious. So once that clicks, just relax. It's just relaxing. It's only when you're in a bad mood that everything gets you. Just mindfulness. Eventually you just learn to notice things, and once you notice things, you learn the patterns, and once you know the patterns, you can realize the things that really matter.
Now, I know you're at QA school now, which is Queensland Academies
for Health Sciences.
Yes. So what's it like for you to fit in socially there?
I don't know, it's just a very nice community. It's like there's still silly people, but everyone's more or less logical.
Yes.
I have lots and lots of friends, but I don't really want to hang out with any particular person. I like doing my own thing still.
Now, what about the whole diet side of things? Because I know that you've chosen your own diet for many years.
I think back then it was more because I didn't like the taste of sweet stuff and it just tasted wrong.
Yes.
But now if I eat wrong foods, I can feel my gut doesn't feel good.
Yes.
I feel tired, nauseous, fatigued.
We did gluten-free to start with and noticed a really big difference. And that may not work for everybody. We found artificial flavours and colours and processed food had a significant effect. It was so severe that for Robbie, if he'd had something that didn't agree with him, he'd go from being able to read to not being able to read. You can't tell if it's a problem or not if you take it out of their diet for 1 or 2 days. It's actually something you have to commit to for much longer than that. And then potentially do a challenge, and that's when you'll really know. Not when you take the food out, but when you actually put it back in again after not having it for a period of time.
Yeah.
And you pay attention to gut health and bowel motions and parasite load and actual nutrition that they're getting. You know, when you do see things improving and what he's capable of and where he's come, that's pretty rewarding. Because I really think it's Robbie that did the work. I just allowed him the space to do it.
So, in terms of the advice you would give to other parents, what would you say?
Trust your own gut. Don't be scared to follow a different path if that feels like the right way to go for your child. If you try something and it doesn't work, try something else. There's no one way or one path that's going to suit everyone. The other thing is you actually have time. You don't have to follow the accepted time frame of doing things. And I really think kids on the spectrum may need, because their brains are so complex, may need more time than kids who don't have challenges to actually get everything worked out. The stage from babies to 20, that's the time you've got to work on things. You don't have to have a particular milestone met at a particular date if that's not going to work for your family and your child.
Yeah.
But whatever stage you're at now, it doesn't tell you where you're going to be in the future. If you told me 4 years ago we'd be where we are now, there's no way I would have believed that. 5 years ago, we curled up in a ball screaming on the floor every morning. And you look at where we are now, there's no way I would have believed where we'd get to now. And I've got other friends with kids on the spectrum, and as you get older, it can get easier.
We hope this video has inspired you and given you hope. If you are wanting more information about occupational therapy and how we can help your child, please ring or visit our website. Thanks for watching.